Still a lot of skin over here.
Hey,
I have to rate it PG-13.
It's 13.
Oh,
remember, it's PG-13.
Okay.
That's
right.
what we go.
We're good to go.
We said that too.
All right, you ready? We're going live.
Hey, man, I'm ready.
Look at that, dude.
Are we live?
We are live.
All
We
right.
are on.
All right, I'm just gonna watch it for a second.
Okay, what's up, Instagram peeps? Welcome to a live
You're talking to
stream.
yourself, dude, for a second.
You told me we were live.
Telling our followers that you started a live video. We'll let it go for a second. Bill, your goddamn phone is already losing its battery. You shouldn't have said that because we're live.
Doesn't that thing charge it too? A little bit?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
All right, we got one.
It's our
Okay,
time
wait,
limit.
check
That's
this
right.
out.
Hey,
Just
welcome
on-
to a live stream of the Had to Go Out podcast. We've got Cody Wright here from the author of the Rescue Swimmer Mindset and our returning champion.
Number two.
Phil's just dealing with some technical stuff back there because, like I always say, we're not sound engineers and we're even worse at video.
See what you're
So
doing?
as soon as he comes around, we'll get started.
Cool, right? Get it? So you can wave to him. And then just look for comments, like if they say anything. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
You got it? All right.
You can do this.
You got this, dude. All right. I don't even know what this is.
Well,
Cool. We're good.
it takes us a
All
lot
right.
less time to
Yeah,
tear
man,
down
that
than
took
it does to set up.
forever.
That was a good hour.
That was good. That was a good hour.
Good hour.
Solid hour.
Solid hour.
Sorry.
It'll get better.
Hey guys, as Bill said, welcome to another episode of They Had to Go Out podcast. Really appreciate you guys joining us. For everybody that's watching live,
Both of you, we really appreciate it.
right? We hope that you can hear it. Luckily, Cody's going to help us out with some technical issues before we go in front of a live audience down in East City. So really appreciate him. Hits the same community that we're going to hit in East City,
Yep.
and we're excited to have him on today. And with
Yeah.
that, I want to have Bill let you intro yourself. You can kind of
So I'm gonna
you
intro-
facilitate.
intro.
Yeah, you
So,
facilitate.
like I
I'll just
said,
chime in.
we want to welcome Cody back. He's our first returning champion. We had such a good time with him the first time. We brought him back, do something live. So with that, Cody, just tell us a little bit about yourself. When you joined, kind of your background in there, and maybe if you want to get into kind of what you're doing now too.
Yeah, so I joined in 2011. Went off to Cape May, and I got stationed in Marathon, Florida, right out of boot camp.
Solid.
It was a great station.
It was a great station, I'm sure. Yeah.
Really nice. Stood 2 on, 2 off duty. I was training for Rescue Swimmer School the whole time. Basically trained for a year, and then I went to my airman program. Now I know they don't really do an airman program anymore. They kind of send you straight to East City now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
did-
They killed it, so there is no
From
air.
what I've heard.
Yeah.
No,
they-
apparently, I'm not an aviator. My bosom mates see the knuckle drag marks. But with that being said, some of the aviators I know, that's apparently a hot topic in the community now, is not having the airman program
Yeah.
and maybe not having people be quite as ready, especially for the swimmer A school as they were prior.
Yeah, they kind of treated it like a vetting process.
Right.
So you'd work in the shop for however many months until you got your time to go to A school. So I was there for 8 months. So normally it was 4 months, but my A school basically got pushed back. So I spent 8 months in the shop just training with the guys, Air Station Miami.
They take you up?
Yeah, I did their duck flights.
Duck
so
flights,
you go out
yeah.
and just you're the simulated survivor. So I did a few flights like that, and they were a blast. So fun.
A nice segue, man, on the the No More Airmen program. However, there's a book that you can buy, I heard, that that could help you prepare for ASTA school, but we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, we'll
Just
just
throw it
talk
out
about
there.
Yeah, so did that for 8 months, and then I went off to A school. This is probably in 2013, May of 2013 was my kind of start date for A school, and I spent 4 months there, and it's brutal. It's pretty intense.
Killed it, though.
Crushed it, kind of. Got through it, I passed. Then I got stationed in Air Station Detroit, right out of there, and I spent just about 4 years there, and then I ended up getting out of the Coast Guard, and now I'm in college.
Cool.
Nice.
And, not to... You can't diminish that graduating A school, but, for ASTA school, because it's huge. Like, looking at the percentage of people that go out, how many guys started with your class?
Yeah, so we started with about 24, 25, and then 7 graduated.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
so-
And that's pretty average
Yeah,
numbers.
I want to say it's about pretty much like par for the course. And then even if you kind of go back even farther, like the kids going to A school, it was probably about a 50% drop rate there. So you're starting with even double that.
Just in that airman
yeah,
program,
so-
like
So they
You
get
get
sent
your
to
airman
the
orders
airman
out of
program
a
and
boat
go,
station or a cutter.
I don't think I want to do this
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, so there's a few guys who dropped. I
Yeah.
think one guy dropped from when I was there in airman, and then two other guys kind of just cycled through with me.
are these like injuries or is it like a psychological thing?
It's a mix, yeah. So injuries can play a factor. A lot of times it's more psychological or physical. Some people just don't have it. But I would say if you can pass the PT test, the PTN test, then you can pass A school if you have the mindset.
What's the PT test? Let's hear it.
So this when I was going through
Because
it's-
this is
it's
the boat
very-
crew. This isn't the boat crew
I mean,
PT
right,
test.
right.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
know.
okay,
The
yeah.
thing is-
Because I can pass the boat crew.
Right,
PT
I can
test.
totally pass it.
I don't remember the boat crew PT test, but
It's
It's because it was meaningless
not
after you
bad.
graduated A school.
There's not a whole lot of P in there. It's-
so they might have changed it since I went through. But generally, this is considered pretty easy, and you shouldn't be exceeding all these numbers. But it was basically 50 push-ups, and you get a 50 push-ups with no rest. So if you stop or rest, get in a resting position, like a prone position or something, it doesn't count. You're done. So you have to do 50 you
In a
rest-
minute, right?
Well, not really. It was just nonstop consecutive.
Okay,
I think you have
50
2
non-
minutes, but
Perfect
if you're
form.
Really, perfect form. They
Okay.
really harp on the form for everything because they want
I
to
don't think
mitigate
I've ever
injuries.
done a push-up in perfect form.
I was going to say the boat
42
crew.
years of life.
Boat crew PT test is what? I think it's like 29 push-ups
29 in a minute if you're under 30.
in a minute,
You can rest.
trying to
in
knock
the
out
position.
50, right? Yeah.
Rest in
Yeah.
the up position.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I mean, that's
Yeah.
hard. If you're not doing push-ups all the time, that's hard to do.
If that's hard for you, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try AST school.
Yeah.
Until you read the book and maybe
Yeah,
like
maybe
maybe
pull
we can get
together.
you there. Yeah.
So it was 50 push-ups and it was 60 sit-ups. Same concept, no rest.
Mm-hmm.
Good form. Rest 2 minutes, 5 pull-ups. Rest 2 minutes, 5 chin-ups. So the difference between a pull-up and chin-up is just your hand position. Then you would basically from there, I think it was a 1.5 mile run. And it's under 12 minutes, so that's not very
Yeah,
fast.
so
That might be the
it's
same.
About a minute faster. It's
Okay.
12:51 is the standard for the boat crew
Yeah.
PT.
Okay. Yeah. And you definitely want to be exceeding that number if you're doing it. Like,
No swim.
The swim is after this. So
Is
you
after-
do your run and then you do a 500-yard swim. And I think it was 12 minutes, maybe 12:30.
And that's the same as the boat crew test.
It's
Yeah,
boat
but
crew
you're
has the
running. You're
option,
doing
right?
concurrently. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah. So instead of just doing one, you got to do them all.
You had me till you said pull-ups. That's the one where you got me.
Oh, I think
Close.
it had to be muscle ups, man. You gotta- if I-
I can do muscle ups.
right, I can't either, man. It's
Yeah.
like my goal in life is to do a muscle up. It's technique, I think.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Sure.
That's round 2 of the
That's
book,
true.
I think.
Right,
You gotta-
right.
I gotta
How
work
to
on
do a
myself.
muscle
Well, they call them
up.
Spider-Man pull-ups, right? Like, I think a Spider-Man pull-up's a muscle up, basically.
Okay.
But at the Miss team, we used to have guys that could knock out like 20 of them.
I
And
don't know that I've ever done a full pull-up with correct form.
we're gonna work on that.
You know,
You're
I'm
after
going like
you
a
eat
giraffe.
after you
long
eat,
and dangly.
after you eat clams.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still got to do the
we still
clam
got to do the clam
episode.
thing. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Have you ever had clams?
I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did
I don't
you
really
like them?
I don't love them.
Yeah,
No.
I don't eat
Yeah.
shellfish. I was an
Okay.
Aton guy growing up
Yeah.
earlier in the Coast Guard, and I've scraped too many weird-looking creatures off the.
It's ruined for you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ruined shellfish for me. But we had a guy on who was in Atlantic City, and there was a huge clamming fleet there, and Phil was like, "People eat clams," so we decided we're gonna.
Yeah, he's like, man, people eat them so much they catch them commercially, right? So
Yeah.
like, I mean, God, dude,
We decided
cat
it's probably
food is
cat
what.
food.
Yeah, cat food for sure. It's got to be cat food.
Yeah.
Anybody out there, if you like clams, tell us though.
Yeah. Hey, and again, this is our. I would say this is our first legit live.
Yeah.
Basically, right? I mean, we've done it before, but it was. Now we actually have the stuff. We hope.
Right.
So if you can't hear us,
Let us
tell us
know.
that. If we can do something better, we'd love to know about it. And then whatever questions that you got for this man over here,
Yeah, feel free
Let
to
it
shoot
happen.
them in. We'll see if we can answer them.
and if you have any questions for me and Bill, we won't answer them unless they're funny. I think. Or
We'll
like-
make them funny.
Yeah, we'll make him funny.
That's
yeah.
what we do.
But preferably him. He'll probably see us again. So the last time we had you on, and for anybody looking, it's I think it was episode 9. We talked about a case up in Detroit where a boat got basically crushed by another boat, right?
Yeah,
cut
big
in
boat
two,
collision.
pretty much. Yep. And refresh my memory. Lessons learned from that one.
Yeah, so that was just attention to detail. I was kind of relaying back in A school. They teach you how to handle your gear, where to put your fins when you're.
That's
going
right, the
on a boat,
fins,
you're
huge,
going in.
right?
So it's just
Yeah.
like minor stuff.
Right.
But
and-
totally meaningful when you're standing there with the fins in your hand, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what do I do
it's
with these?
like-
Yeah, that was
You
good.
don't wanna
No.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your fins, obviously. So just small details like that, kind of the lesson out of that case. Yeah.
Tell me what you think about it. Phil and I were actually just having a conversation on our way to the studio today.
Is this the Second Amendment thing?
It has nothing.
Okay, I was going to say.
We're not going to touch that
Let's
one.
leave that one alone.
We're going to leave that one alone. No, about, I think something maybe for people coming in the Coast Guard or even when we're in as we get kind of farther up, the complicated stuff isn't really complicated. It's a series of simple tasks that you need to kind of do to accomplish that complicated thing. And that's why you concentrate on stuff like where do you put your fins or how do you fake out a fire hose on a cutter. It's seemingly simple and it's mundane and people get bored with doing it over and over again. But you do it over and over again because when it gets weird, you don't have to think about those things.
Yeah, it's just kind of subconscious
Kind
at
of
that
the same
point.
thing in the swimmer community, like just all that
100%.
simple stuff that
And
you
it
shouldn't
almost,
have to think about.
yeah, it just seems silly when you're doing it.
Right.
And then it eventually pays off.
That's where
I mean,
sometimes
years later.
we train stuff and we're like, really? I know how to turn a valve to open it. You do, but do you when you're on fire?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
you train for worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Just go back to that same conversation. So ASTA school, like the kind of the pinnacle for the Coast Guard, I'd say, as far as A schools for sure. Nobody else has an attrition rate anywhere.
I would
even
yeah,
near that.
physically though.
Right.
I mean, yeah, mentally, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some hard schools out there. You know.
yeah, but you're sitting.
Trying to think of
and
what they
I'm
are.
I'm not. I want to make sure that nobody thinks I'm downing one job over another job. But a lot of those quote unquote hard rates, you're sitting in air conditioning, and you have time to think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
As opposed
more of a mental
to
game.
certain other jobs where, like, maybe the thought process wouldn't be as hard, but all that other stuff's going on. The water's cold. You feel like you're drowning when you're trying to save somebody who's drowning because you're swallowing water the whole time. You're got a fire advancing at you, or
This is what he saw in the movie, by the way.
Okay.
yeah. Saw it all in the movie. Saw it all in the movie. I mean, I actually thought Ashton Kutcher was coming in today. I didn't.
Yeah.
know this.
Everyone's just
Pretty
thinks
close,
that's-
man.
Yeah. You're better looking. I mean, let's just throw that out there.
Well, not to diminish other rates. Like, I mean, we're both mates, but I don't consider BMA school to be the